on that note, your book really anticipates so many of the possible ways a conversation might begin and all of the possible ways a conversation might unfold. You even talk about anticipating the types of questions the siblings will receive after their sibling, their brother or sister has died, including helping your children answer the question, do you have any brothers or sisters, or
Oh, yes.
how many brothers or sisters do you have?
One of the things we wanted to bring forward was that some young children of all ages, find it so difficult to talk about the loss that if they're asked, do you have any siblings? And let's say it was just the two of them and their sibling died, they may say no. And that as a parent, that can be heartbreaking to hear. But I encourage parents to respect that. It is not that they are denying the siblings' existence or, their own grief. They just can't manage the social interchange about it. And we grown-ups find that sometimes too, so we can understand that. But you can, yes, I had a sister and she died. Some people will advocate saying, I have a sister and she died.
Mhm.
Because somebody's always with us in our memories and in our hearts. So, and it's interesting, I have a son who was born after our daughter died. And if he was asked, and I think as you noted about Taylor, he would feel fine about this being said, do you have any siblings? He would mention his sister who died before he was born, because that was part of our family ethos.
Mhm.
My older daughter, when she went to sleepaway camp after her sister died, had a harder time and would just say no. And both are completely reasonable.
I remember, I don't know how many years it was after Cameron had died, Taylor drew a picture. She was in elementary school and she drew a picture of her family.
Yeah.
And in the early days, she would draw a picture. In the very early days, she did draw a picture of Cameron in some format. And then one time she drew a family picture and Cameron wasn't, and this was several years later, she drew a picture and Cameron wasn't in the picture. And I was thinking, so obviously there's been a developmental shift here.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't bother me at all. I was just,
Good for you.
I mean, it bothered me for a hot second. And then I was like, Taylor's doing what Taylor needs to do.
Oh,
There's no part of me that thinks Taylor is not aware or thinking about her sister. But I saw
yes.
just how that changes. And I don't
Yeah.
remember if I asked her about it. I think I did not. I didn't want to challenge her with the picture, so I didn't say anything. But I do remember there was a picture later on where Cameron was not showing up.
I think it's wonderful actually that you didn't ask her about it. I mean, you could just ask, oh, so this is the family and who's this and who's that in a general way. But children can feel easily ashamed if they're not expressing all the emotion about their sibling who died that everybody else seems to have. So I think it was great because you just accepted that right now, this is how she needs to present. And as you well know, so I want to encourage other parents to feel the same. Your child will go back and forth with how they feel at ease talking about their sibling who died. Fortunately, in our society, children don't frequently die. And so it's not something that we're all good at talking about. And so they don't have a sibling who had a child, their other sibling die, expects, anticipates, and learns that other children may have a hard time with what they're going to say. And they learn and maybe you found this, I found it socially, it's a real conversation stopper. If you say my child died, people just don't know what to do. And they also, would not want a child being put in the position of having to comfort someone else about the fact that their sibling died. So it might be just the right thing to do that Taylor did, that when she's going to bring this picture maybe into school and have to talk about it, that she didn't go there with them. So, yeah, I think a parent being able to accept wherever their child is about it is really helpful for them.